Good day everyone. In this video presentation, we will explore the concept of issues as opposed to the concept of problems. This is still part of lesson 1 with the most essential learning competency, that is napapahalagahan ang pagiging mulat sa mga contemporaryong issue, and the enabling competency is na ipapaliwanag ang konsepto ng kontemporaryong issue. Now, let us start. How many of you have heard people talking to each other and saying, "What is your problem with me?" Or "What is your issue with me?" Okay? These scenarios often depict a misunderstanding of these two concepts. So people begin to use problems to mean issues, and the word issue to mean problem. But these two are not exactly the same. There are differences which we need to understand as we are expected to identify and analyze contemporary issues for this lesson. Let us begin with the definition. A problem is a situation that requires an analysis and answers or solutions. So it's like your research proposal or your research project. You usually begin with an identification of a problem, right? And you have to have your research advisor approve this problem. And after you have successfully identified the problem, you need to analyze the problem and provide solutions to that particular problem. Okay, another example, in online distance learning modality, what are the problems that we usually encounter? So in my case, it is poor internet connectivity. Now I would have to analyze what causes poor internet connectivity, and then from there move on to propose solutions to that particular problem. On the other hand, an issue is a controversial situation, event, topic, or idea that has conflicting inputs or is currently being debated. Now, so we also do not want to be in a situation that is problematic and situations that are laden with too much issues. Why? Because a problematic situation and a situation that is plagued or laden with issues can cause stress and are harmful to us, harmful to people. So one of the differences between a problem and an issue is that we do not need to solve an issue immediately, because we need to look at the conflicting inputs or the ideas of both parties, of both the groups of people opposing or supporting an issue. Now, a problem, on the other hand, requires an answer. Now, for their similarity, we do not want to be in these situations, okay? Problematic situations and situations that are laden with issues, okay? So, by looking at the definition, you will be able to see the similarity between a problem and an issue, as well as the differences. Now, this leads us to look at these two concepts, problem and issue, okay, by looking at how people see them, or the perspective. So how do people see a problem, and how do people see an issue? For many, a problem needs solutions. In our vernacular terms, ang problema ay sinusolusyonan or nilulutas. Okay? An issue, on the other hand, need not be solved immediately. Again, need not be solved immediately. But we need to deal with it, or we need to face it. Or in our vernacular term, hinaharap natin ang mga issues. And when we speak of hinaharap ang mga issues, when we speak of dealing with issues, we analyze them, okay? We analyze the conflicting ideas behind a particular issue. So, this is another difference when it comes to problem and issues in relation to how people see these two ideas or these two concepts. Now, let us look at the scope. In terms of scope, you will be able to discern that problems and issues are the same. So, a problem can be private, an issue can also be private when it is only the concern of an individual and some people connected to that individual. Now, a problem can be private, an issue can also be private. Now, a private problem, a private issue can progress or maaaring maging social or public problem or social or public issue. When will this happen? Let us look at an example. Okay. In this example, in this image, you will see that this person has a problem. And what is it? Basically, he lost his job. And he is now looking for a job. So this is a problem, especially if you are a person supporting other family members. This is a personal problem because this is a personal problem because it only affects this certain individual and perhaps some members of his family. Now, a personal problem, a personal issue can progress and can become a social problem. Let us look at this image. You will notice that unemployment can affect an individual, making it as a personal problem. Or let us say a personal issue. Because there are conflicting ideas behind the reason why he lost his job. Now, it becomes a social issue or a social problem when it already affects the community, the society, the value system of the society in general. Now, in unemployment, you have to look at the conflicting ideas behind unemployment. Okay? There are conflicting ideas behind it, and you have to discover it. Now, in relation to our subject, in relation to our lesson, we are not concerned with personal problems or personal issues. Rather, we are concerned with social problems and social issues. Hopefully, by viewing this lesson, you can now successfully identify a social issue or an issue that affects the society or that affects the community.